Choosing the right sports betting platform can be tricky, as most mobile sports betting apps come with limited betting options and customization, delayed cash out and withdrawal times, and tedious customer support, and no true loyalty program with continuous rewards even after signing up. All of this leads to a frustrating, one-sided experience. So, how do you find the one which suits you best? Introducing Zensports. It combines the best of both worlds, a traditional sports book and a cutting-edge peer-to-peer marketplace. Zensports allows you to accept bets against the house, or use our peer-to-peer marketplace to create your own one-of-a-kind bet and set your own odds without the need for a bookmaker. At Zensports, you get more betting options and a cashback rewards through our unique welcome bonus, continuous loyalty program every month, and referral rewards delivered directly into your account. So what are you waiting for? Download the Zensports app today at zensports.com.
Welcome to Bluff City Bets, a Bluff City media podcast. Join Daniel Greer and Chase Bobbitt as they give their plays of the day and strategies for success as a sports bettor. Now, let's get to the show.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bluff City Bets presented by Zensports on Bluff City Media, complete coverage of all things Memphis sports. I'm your host, Chase Bobbitt, coming to you on a Wednesday this episode with 4th of July being yesterday. Not much going on in the betting world, so we decided to delay it a day, record the episode today, give you guys more time to listen, put the plays in. Daniel will still be there as normal on Friday, and we'll continue with the normal schedule going forward from there. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and follow us on Twitter at Bluff City Bets. Also, if you're interested in joining the Discord, message us on Twitter. We'll provide you access to that Discord. A bunch of great plays over there. We've been cashing bets daily on the Discord, so make sure to not miss out on that. Also, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, catch up on all the great shows that Bluff City Media has to offer. All of our previous shows are on there as well, so you can get up to date with our shows and all the other shows on Bluff City Media. Before we get into it, as always, thank you to our presenting sponsor, Zensports, the official sponsor of Bluff City Bets. Easy to use app, download it anywhere, iTunes, Android, wherever you get your apps. Earn an unlimited 5% cash back on your betting volume for the first 15 days. Then from that point forward, earn 3% cash back every month, unlimited. Make sure to use the code BLUFFC when registering. Thank you, as always, to Zensports for being the official sponsor of Bluff City Bets. So, with that being said, we'll honestly get right into the episode. I have our Around the League, Bad Beats, Big Cash, and official play here. We did hit our official play last week, so we're 5-2 on the official plays. We'll touch on that before getting into our official play of the night when we hit that segment. But to start off with, we'll go with Around the League to kick things off. Again, I've kind of taken this hat as a tennis guy on this podcast as of recently. A lot of my bets, if you are on the Discord, you can see a lot of my wins are tennis wins. So Wimbledon started 2 days ago. Granted, a lot of the matches have not been played yet because of the rain in the area and the fact that, for some reason, tennis matches, or Wimbledon at least, they don't have lights, so they can't play at night, and it's a grass court, so when it rains, obviously, it affects the surface, and they have to cancel a lot of matches. So I think there were supposed to be 87 matches played today as recording on Wednesday. Whether or not those will be played will be seen, but we'll start off with a parlay for the women's tennis at Wimbledon, women's single. It is going to be a plus 131 parlay that I like a lot. And I like to do this. Usually in tennis in these early rounds, and granted, sometimes it doesn't work out, but I usually take the bigger favorites or someone who I think who is close, but I think is the better of the two players. And then I'll take them plus a set, plus 1.5 sets, whatever it may be, depending on the matchup. So our first play that we're looking at for Around the League is going to be Garcia against Leylah Fernandez, Garcia's money line, Vondrousova plus 1.5 sets, and Pegula money line. Those three parlayed together is plus 131 odds last time I checked. So Garcia is the 5 seed currently. I bet her on whatever tournament it was last week that she played in. A good grass player playing against Leylah Fernandez, as I mentioned, who I bet Leylah, and we'll talk about, or I'll bet Leylah Fernandez, and we'll talk about that in our big cash play, actually. I bet her. I watched her match. She's not good, and that's from my novice tennis brain. I could tell that she's not good. 5 seed Garcia should have no trouble there. So that's the first leg of our parlay. Second leg, as I said, is going to be Vondrasova plus 1.5 sets against Kudermetova. Apologies for the mispronunciation there. The 12 seed is Kudermetova, so she is the favorite, if you will. But they did play back in March. Vondrasova won that in straight sets. She won our first match in straight sets, so she's playing good tennis. Should be pretty confident after that win, as I said earlier in the year, against the same opponent. So plus 1.5 sets, I think she can win it outright, but you're getting a bit of security there at plus 1.5 for Vondrasova. Sorry. And then last leg is going to be Pegula. 4 seed in the tournament, should have no issues. No issues there. She's one of the better players in women's tennis. Again, she's like minus 650, I believe. So that was just kind of a booster to get that parlay over even money. So again, plus 131 on that Wimbledon play. I like that as our first play, just kind of looking around the league. Looking at a future, Alcaraz plus 320 on the men's side, I think is good value. Djokovic is the favorite currently at, I think, minus 165. But again, in a tournament with this many players and just so much that could happen, I wouldn't be comfortable taking that at minus money in a future, at least in this round. It's only the second round currently. Granted, I think he's smoking his opponent in the second round, but I think Alcaraz is good value. He won in straight sets in his first match. He looked great when he played against Djokovic in the French Open. Granted, I know a different surface. He looked good until he ultimately was injured and ended up being the reason why he lost that match. I think he would have won it if he would have stayed healthy. So I think at plus 320, again, he's ranked number 1 in the world, the top seed in this tournament. I think you're getting very good value at plus 320 for Alcaraz to win Wimbledon. So I like that a lot. And then looking now at soccer for our last play for around the league, just talking about different things that are going on. I was looking at baseball, but not much on the baseball side that I love. And I've been doing great with baseball, so we're going to stay away from that for the time being. But USA over 1.5 goals against Canada. So Gold Cup, again, we've talked about it in the past. Neither of these teams are using their full roster, all their best players. Most of their top players played in that Nations League game about a month ago that US won 2-0 against Canada. So both these are kind of makeshift second team rosters, but US has looked very good. Granted, not played the best opponents since that 1-1 draw to Jamaica in the opening game, while Canada, they've won, and I'll pull up the results here. They haven't looked good at all. I'm much more confident in United States second team than Canada's second team. Canada won against Cuba yesterday, but before that, drew Guadalupe, who I didn't even know had a team, 2-2, and drew Guatemala 0-0. So Canada, again, I like USA over 1.5 goals at minus 115. As I said, also USA moneyline minus 130. Doesn't seem to be a bad play. But again, Canada has conceded 2 goals to Guadalupe and Cuba, who are nowhere near as good as the United States, and the United States have been on fire offensively. Regardless of who they played, you have to put the ball in the back of the net. U.S. has scored 12 goals in the last 2 games, 6 goals in both those. So I think at minus 115 over 1.5 goals, in case you were to get a 2-2 tie or a 3-2 loss or whatever, I think that's better value than the money line, and you're getting it at better odds than the money line, which I like a lot. So those are just some of the around the league plays. Again, baseball, not much that I love. Just kind of, I'll pull up the slate today just to kind of read off some things that could be a play. Marlins minus 117 against the Cardinals. Obviously, you saw the Marlins have won both of the first 2 games in this series. 15-2 yesterday, I think, at minus 117. I'm assuming that's a pitcher matchup, reason why it's not a lot higher than that. Rays minus 130 against the Philadelphia Phillies. Rays lost yesterday, only scored 1 run, so I think that's also one to look at. But besides that, not much there. Shohei Ohtani appears to be injured, and Mike Trout actually just went on the IL as well. So Padres would be a play, but at minus 180, again, that's just not good enough value for a team like the Padres, who have consistently underperformed all season. So again, baseball is what it is. There's some plays there, but we're going to try to stay away from that as possible and move into our next segment, which is going to be bad beats and big cash. So bad beats, big cash, both of these are personal plays that I had over the past couple days. We have a plus 1,500 loss that lost by 1 leg and a plus 986 win. So we'll go with the loss first because that's more fresh in my mind. Obviously, a lot more disappointing and for a lot more money. And this was last night, so it was a plus 1,500 play. I think it was plus 1,583 ended up being the final odds. I'll pull it up here. It was plus 1,587 ended up being the total odds. So I'll go through it now. It was Columbus Crew or tie double chance against Inter Miami. Both teams to score in LA Galaxy, LAFC, El Trafico. Over 1.5 total goals for the Orlando City Toronto FC game, which ended up having 4. Padres money line against the Angels, which Padres won 8-5. The DC United draw no bet at plus 115. DC United won that game, cashing that plus 115 part of the parlay. And the last leg was over 8.5 in the Toronto Blue Jays against the Chicago White Sox, minus 110. So the shortest odds on the parlay ended up being the one that killed it, which I guess makes me feel a bit better. But when looking, and again, I don't watch baseball, I don't follow baseball a ton, but we were at the point where we cashed everything. Toronto was a bit of a sweat, ended up getting scored on in the final minute of the game to tie 2-2 against Miami, but still with that double chance, we had that. Over 1.5 goals in Orlando, as I said, was never a doubt. Orlando scored 2 in like the first 30 minutes. Ended up scoring 4. DC United scored late to cash that plus 115, which I was confident that worst case they drew, it would have removed that leg from the parlay. We probably still would have got plus 900 on that parlay. So we had over 8.5 in the Blue Jays White Sox game, and then we had both teams to score in the El Trafico, which I was very confident in. So really it came down to Blue Jays, White Sox over 8.5. So to start off with, and again, I used to use the Score app and kind of follow along with it. I don't have access to a lot of these MLB games, but we had a terrible start, didn't have a run until the top of the 4th inning when the Blue Jays hit a 2-run home run to go up 2-0. White Sox then hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 6th inning to make it 3-2 in favor of the White Sox. We then had the Blue Jays score 2 runs, another home run in the top of the 8th. So it's 4-3 now. I'm like, all right, we're at a good spot. White Sox score, we cash because it's over 8.5. We get the tie. Obviously, we go to extra innings, guaranteed cash. The White Sox have a leadoff triple, man on third base. All we need is a run. Somehow can't hit a sac fly and 2 outs, and then ultimately strike out on that 3rd out, finishing 4-3. That ended. I turned on El Trafico, and within 20 minutes, LA Galaxy scores to make it 1-0, who are the worst of the two teams. They did end up winning the game, but LAFC scored in like the 58th minute to cash that both teams to score, and that was a tough one. So that was the loss. Again, plus 1,587 on a $100 bonus there. But for the win, to end this segment on positive terms, I will pull up our win here. It ended up being, as I said, a plus 86 win. That was with a 50% profit boost, though. So it was a $25 max 50% profit boost for the 986. It would have normally been a plus 657, so still good odds. Had to be tennis, had to be Wimbledon on open day. It was David Goffin minus 360 live money line hit. Corinne Moutet to win a set. He won in straight sets. Jordan Thompson minus 165 live money line. He came back and won in 5 sets. Borna Gojo to win a set. He lost, but he lost the match. Sorry, game set match. Yes, he lost the match, but did win a set. 3-1 ended up being the final. I mentioned Leila Fernandez. She ended up winning minus 295 on the money line live. And then Liam Brody to win his match. He won 3-0 straight sets there. No questions asked. So the 25 ended up paying 271. So again, units weren't the biggest, but at a plus 986 odds, I think that was a great play for us. Had us feeling good. Besides that, we didn't have much going on. I've been in a bad spot of trying to I should honestly at this point just turn off my phone after I make bets because I sit there and follow them. If I get nervous, I've been in the habit of cashing out early a lot of the time and then trying to like make back the money. The other day I had a big play on the Rays money line against the Mariners. Rays went down 4-0 in the 2nd inning, cash it out. And then, of course, Rays end up coming back and winning comfortably. So that was a very tough one. But again, bad beats, big cash. Make sure to follow the Discord. We've had a bunch of wins on there. Some of I've been a part of, but also other people have been great on hitting some of those wins. So make sure to follow the Discord, message our Twitter at Bluff City Bets if you want access to that Discord. And we'll go into our last segment, the official play. But before we do that, as always, we'll talk about our official presenting sponsor, which is Zensports. Zensports is the new sportsbook in Tennessee, revolutionizing the way you earn sports betting rewards. That means no more deposit bonuses that turn into deposit nightmares. On Zensports, what you see is what you get, and with their cashback rewards program, you get a lot of cash. For a welcome bonus, earn an unlimited 5% cash back on your betting volume for your first 15 days when you sign up with the code BLUFFC. That's right, unlimited 5% cash back. Keep betting from that point forward and keep earning with up to 3% cash back on your betting volume every month after that. And refer your friends to earn a percentage of their betting volume as cash rewards too. Zensports bringing the cash back to Tennessee. So if you bet big on sports, you want to be betting on Zensports. Zensports betting just got better. So our official play, as I mentioned, we are now 5-2 on our official plays. We had Diamondbacks money line last week against the Tampa Bay Rays in game one of that series. Diamondbacks ended up winning 8-4 in that game. No doubt really there. The Rays just haven't been good. I'm kind of anti-Rays at this point. So Diamondbacks money line cast our official play, making it 5-2. So tonight, and actually as I'm recording, another member of our Discord community actually put this in the Discord as well as his favorite play of the night. So we are doubling down on this. It is going to be both teams to score, currently at -130. NYCFC versus Charlotte FC in the MLS. So this game is tonight, so make sure to put this bet in right when you hear this podcast. NYCFC has hit both teams to score in 3 of their last 4 games. Charlotte has as well. We saw these two teams play on May 6th. When both these teams played, we saw these two teams play on May 6th. 3-2 was the final score in that game. NYCFC doesn't score a lot of goals, but Charlotte is the second worst team in the MLS in defending goals. Charlotte is second in goals against in the MLS at 35 goals, which is about 1.75 goals per game. So granted, while NYCFC isn't the best offense, they're at home playing against one of the worst defenses in the MLS. I'm very confident in that play, -130, as I mentioned, for the official play. So as always, thank you all for listening. Make sure to check out Daniel's episode on Friday. In the meantime, happy betting. Make sure to follow the Discord, join the Discord as always, and check out Zensports. In the meantime, I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Happy betting. Have a good one.
Thank you for listening to Bluff City Bets. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of all things Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.